Hello and welcome everyone. Good evening. My name is Yash Patak. We are live at the Air India Sports Club Kalina, the quarter final of the Golds category of the Bayside Sports School Lads Cricket Championship. Both these teams have had a brilliant league season. Here they are in the quarterfinals, the first knockout game for both of these sides. The Cathedral Knights versus the Edubridge Enforcers. The news from the centre: Enforcers won the toss. They elected to field first, and that's something most teams have opted for when they play at the Bayside Sports School Lads Cricket Championship. You would never want to bat first on a fresh pitch. Gets better as the day goes on, and there'll be two games played here back to back. This is the first one. The next one will be the silver category semi-final. Here we are with the first ball of the day. Sailesh from the pavilion end. And straight away, trying to find some swing. Reckon it hit the pad on the way. Starts off with the dot ball. Bhavik Shah, the left-hander, who's on strike, along with the captain, Ryan Rodriguez, is at the non-strikers end. This time outside off stump, caressed it beautifully towards the fielder at extra cover. No run there, but the best feeling for any batter when the ball hits the middle of the blade. And certainly Bhavik must be elated. Two fielders outside the 30-yard circle. One is at third man and the other one at fine leg. This time outside off stump, again trying to cut the ball. That one kept a little low. I think one of the major reasons why the Edubridge Enforcers elected to bowl first was the fact that no cricket has been played on this for quite a while, and they wanted to get that extra purchase that the fast bowlers can get in the first few overs. Sort of a no-brainer for any captain to winning the toss. In both the games, be it a 6 p.m. start or a 9:31, they elect to bowl first. This time a beautiful delivery. Slightly back of length, skidding through the surface, and another dot ball. Three, four dot balls on the trot. Something's got to give here. Oh, and that's beautifully played. First runs of the game, and what a way to get off the mark. Bhavik Shah cuts it behind point. A brilliant boundary to open the scoring for his side. It was short and wide. Just had to get some bat on it. And once the ball had passed the fielder at point, it was curtains. Shailesh Bokadia. There's been a scarcity of left-arm pacers. Well, he's one of them. This time short. Plays it the other way. Should be back-to-back boundaries to end the first over. It's 8 without loss after 1 for the Knights. Change of bowling from the very same end. You have Rahul Shah. It's been a decent start here for the Cathedral Knights. They ended the first over with a couple of boundaries. Bhavik Shah, square of the wicket on the offside, then back of a line delivery. Picked the length up early and got another boundary. However, Ryan Rodriguez is on strike, the captain of the Cathedral Knights. He'll be facing Rahul. And straight away, very well played off the back foot. Not a lot of pace on that delivery, but certainly was bowled at the right length. The fielders on the boundary, on the offside. One at third man and one at deep extra cover. The rules are slightly different at the Bayside Sports School Lads Cricket Championship. 4 overs of power play up front, and the 2 remaining overs can be used anywhere between 11th to the 16th over by the batting side as per their convenience and choice. Here goes Rahul. This time cuts beautifully. There is a protection in the deep. Should be just the one, but Ryan gets off the mark in a convincing manner, I must say. Both these batters are picking the length up early. They're ready to play the aggressive strokes. That's something that's expected of them in the first few overs. That'll set the tone for the innings. Especially Bhavik, he looks like a danger batter here. Short fine leg mid wicket, mid on, 3 fielders inside the circle on the leg side, mid off cover, extra cover, point and third man on the off. That's a beautiful delivery by Rahul, but very well played. Soft hands towards point, and as soon as it hit the bat, both these batters were through. Good understanding between the pair at the middle. Well, the Knights would have won the toss, and they too would have elected to bowl first, given the mannerism, how this pitch behaves, and as the game goes on, it just gets better and better. But if they get off to a flyer, they'll be really at 7th. And this time down the leg side, that's the first wide of the game, and straying a bit in line there, Rahul, looking for that in swing to the right-hander. It's quite difficult when a right-hander and a left-hander are batting together at the middle, because you can't really find your line from the very first ball. And that's something that's quite evident here for Rahul Shah. This time it's in the air and in the gap. What a shot that was! Off the back foot. Brilliant hand and eye coordination by the captain. And Rodriguez gets his first boundary as well. No foot movement whatsoever. Rahul to continue. Oh, that's very well bowled. For a moment, Ryan was eyeing the boundary at the cow corner, but eventually stopped himself and plays it back with soft hands. It's just the second over of the game, and already these two batters are looking quite comfortable at the middle. Bhavik and Ryan. Look at that. That was in the arc. Picked up beautifully, 1 bounce and 4. Safest area on the ground. Over the bowler's head. End of the second. It's 19 without loss. At the end of 2 overs, it's 19 without loss. The perfect start for the Cathedral Knights. They were put into bat first, but both these batters, they've set their eye in. Shailesh to continue. Oh, that one kept low. It's outside off stump, trying to cut the ball, and immediately realizes that it wasn't that short to play the cut stroke. Really comfortable on the back foot, Bhavik, the way he's batted so far. Look at that again. Guides it towards the deep point boundary. That should be another boundary. Brilliantly placed. As it left the bat, it didn't look like it'll go all the way, but the placement was perfect by Bhavik. It's the third boundary of the innings for Bhavik, and it's been a flying start here for the Cathedral Knights. Nothing wrong in that delivery. It was slightly outside off stump, but the length was perfect. All credit to the batter, Bhavik Shah. Look at that again. Trying to find the same gap, but it's good fielding by the fielder at point. The fielder at third man taken slightly squarer after a couple of boundaries that have been hit square of the wicket on the offside. It's point extra covers mid-off inside the circle. Deep backward square leg and deep third man this time. Again back off length. Again played towards point and should be another dot ball. This is good bowling. Shailesh has stuck to his plans. He's bowled the similar length that he has been bowling so far in this game. 6 to 8 meters length from the batter and on the fifth stump. And he has protection. This time short, it's in the air. There's a fielder there. Can this be the first wicket? Oh, that's been dropped. An opportunity goes begging. They'll run through for a couple. Well, Ryan wanted the third, but Bhavik sends him back. This was the moment. There was a cry for a wicket and Shailesh Bokadia almost providing with the first breakthrough. It was a short delivery. Again picked up early by Bhavik, but I think he timed it a bit too well for his liking. Straight to the fielder at deep backward square leg, who put down a sitter, I must say. And another brilliant delivery. Another catch dropped, it seems like. Two back-to-back chances, and this time it's the wicket keeper. Priya Jain, who missed out on the second opportunity created in 2 balls. So end of 3 overs, it's 25 without loss for the Knights. Change in bowling now. Shreyas Dani. He'll be bowling the last over of the batting power play, of the first power play. Beg your pardon. There's a long off in place. And straight away it's in the air. It's high in the air and it's out of the ground. That's the first 6 of the innings. There's a fielder at deep cover as well. He took them on. And look at that. Tossed up delivery. It's been tossed out of the park. First 6. And Ryan Rodriguez, well, looks in for a big score. Tries to go down the ground once again. Very well fielded off his own bowling, Shreyas Dani. Spinner bowling in power play. It's never easy for a spinner. Just the 2 fielders allowed outside the 30-yard circle. This time Ryan tries to slash it hard, but thick outside edge goes towards short third man. They'll run through for a single. This is good intent shown by Ryan and Bhavik. They've not allowed any bowler to settle. Taken their time. And now that they've got their eye in, eyeing a big score, the Air India Sports Club, anything above 160, they happily accept it, these two batters. This time it's in the air. Oh, that's missed by the bowler. Another opportunity. Played it back to the bowler, and it seems like Shreyas wasn't expecting that. Another opportunity goes begging for the Edubridge enforcers. And Shreyas Dani, he must be livid with himself. Bowled really well so far. This time back off length, cuts it towards the fielder at point. And a dot ball. It's good bowling by Shreyas. The first ball that he bowled was quite tossed up. He was dispatched for a huge maximum, but since then he's changed his length, he's changed his line, and that's another appeal here, but looks like the ball may have just been a sliding down leg. The end of 4 overs, it's 34 without loss for the Cathedral Knights. Well, at the end of 4 overs, the Cathedral Knights, they are in cruise control right now at the Air India Sports Club. Well, the Mumbai airport is just next to the ground, and it looks like the Cathedral Knights are on autopilot mode at the moment, because the way they've started, 34 without loss inside 4 overs. It's just the start that they wanted. Change of bowling and change of ends as well for the next 6 overs. Prashant Solanki, well, he is a leg spinner, quite similar to the one that plays for the Chennai Super Kings. We'll have to wait and see what field has he set. There's a long on, long off. There's a deep square leg as well. Solanki. Oh, looks like an off spinner. That's a good delivery to start off with. And with me in the commentary box today, for the first time in this tournament, I have Ninad Dikshit, who will be continuing proceedings for the next few overs.
Thank you very much, Yash. Very good game going on, and he goes for another slog. This time the keeper also misses it. The ball is running down towards the third man fence. No fielder in the deep. A big chase for deep fine leg, and he does well to save at least 1 run for his team. And great running between the wickets as well. And let's see what's the signal. The umpire signals for the byes, and a few more extra runs for the team. It's a brilliant display of fielding. And you might think that the ball might, as the ball was running down the slope, you might hope that the ball could run away to the fence, but he does well to save 1 run. The score now 37 without loss, and is the first over after the power play. And there are some changes in the field being made for the left-hander. So third man is being deployed in the ring for the left-handed batter. 37 without loss in the 5th over. Next ball, bowling around the wicket, bowls it fuller, defended on the front foot. Brilliant delivery, good comeback from Prashant. And Bhavik Shah prepares to face the next delivery down the leg side. Goes for the pull over backward square. No fielder in the deep, and that will fetch him another boundary. That's a brilliant start for Bhavik Shah in this tournament and in this match as well. Continues the great performance. Cathedral Knights move on to 41 without loss in just 4.4 overs. That's a brilliant start, and what a great shot it was. Moves on to 20 of 16 deliveries, 4 fours in his innings so far. And on the other end, Ryan Rodriguez, he has scored 17 of just 12 deliveries, 2 fours and a great 6 down the ground early in the game. 41 without loss in the 5th over. And Prashant Solanki conceding first runs off the bat in this over. A good start, but a bit too short on the previous delivery and wavered down the leg side as well. He prepares for the next delivery. Here he comes, a fuller delivery, a low full toss, driven straight into the covers. No chance of a run there. Not a great delivery, but Bhavik hits it straight to the fielder. Last ball of the over. Here's Prashant. Pitched outside leg. Defender of the back foot towards extra cover. No chance of a run. A brilliant over for Prashant Solanki. Concedes just 4 runs off the bat and 3 byes, making it 8 runs of the over. 41 without loss after 5 overs, Cathedral Knights. Time for the 6th over of the match. Good delivery. Starts off with a good one over the wicket, outside the off stump. Taps it towards point and scampers across for a quick single. That's good running between the wickets and for this opening pair, Ryan Rodriguez and Bhavik Shah. Shreyas Dani continuing from the other end. 42 without loss after 5.1 overs, Cathedral Knights. The ends were changed after 4 overs. Let's see what fortune does this end bring for Edubridge enforcers. Next delivery, Shreyas Dani continues. Oh, brilliant delivery. Almost creates a chance. Chops it into the surface. And good work from the keeper as well. No run there. Dot balls can build pressure. Scoring rate now coming down a little bit. The current run rate stands at 7.88 per over. 42 without loss in the 6th over. Another great delivery from Shreyas. This time played into the point region for another single. The Knights moving on to 43 without loss. Bhavik Shah on 21 of 20. Ryan Rodriguez on 18 in 13 deliveries. Attempts the sweep. There is a half-hearted appeal from Shreyas, but nothing from the umpire. Let's wait for a signal. Leg by is signalled. So another extra run. 44 without loss now Knights after 5.4 overs. That's a brilliant comeback from the two spinners, Prashant Solanki and Shreyas Dani. Solanki conceding just 4 runs in the previous over. And now Shreyas Dani continuing in his second over. Conceded just 11 in 10 deliveries. Next delivery, a flighted one. Pulls it, but straight to backward square inside the ring. No chance of a run again. Another dot ball building some kind of pressure on the Knights. It has been a silent over so far. Bhavik Shah under some amount of pressure to end it on a big note. Goes for a lofted stroke. Has he got the boundary this time? Yes, he has. Couple of bounces, it goes past the mid-wicket fence. Two fielders chasing it in different directions, but failed to make it. A brilliant stroke to end the over. Also brings up the 50 for Cathedral Knights at the end of 6 overs. 50 without loss. Brilliant partnership sorry about that, 48 without loss. And that's a great opening partnership, but just need to carry on the momentum and add some more runs. Slashed hard through the covers, but there is protection in the deep. Just a single will be fetched, and the score now moving on to 49 without loss. We're in the 7th over. Prashant Solanki continuing his good spell, just 5 runs conceded off the bat in his second over, with an economy of just 4.3 runs per over. You will take it any day in T20 cricket. Bhavik Shaw on strike. That's a great delivery. Pitched outside leg, but the length was so good. There was nothing Bhavik could do there. It just defends into the surface from the back foot. Both the spinners have tried their best to curb the run rate and have been successful so far as well. This time a poor delivery, a full toss, sweeps it over fine leg, 1 bounce and 4. That brings up 50 for the Knights, and a brilliant 50-run partnership between the openers Bhavik Shah and Ryan Rodriguez. 53 without loss after 6.3 overs, and that's a brilliant start which was required by the Knights. And Bhavik moves on to 29 in 24 deliveries, 6 fours in his innings so far. And skipper Ryan Rodriguez at the other end, 19 of 15 deliveries, 2 fours and a maximum in his innings. 53 without loss, the Cathedral Knights. Mid wicket has now been sent into the deep, and fine leg is pushed back as well. Let's see what more can Prashant Solanki bring in his second over. Gives it a bit flight, pushed in the point region, and that will fetch just a single. 54 without loss, and Bhavik Shah moving into the 30s. 30 of 25 deliveries. Change in angle for the right-hander. Comes around the wicket for Ryan Rodriguez. There's a sweeper cover in the deep. Third man is just outside the circle as well. Flatter delivery, goes for the pull, high in the air. Will this be taken? No. The deep mid-wicket fielder carries it on the bounce and allows a single to be taken. Score moving on to 55 without loss. And another delivery to spare in the 7th over, bowled by Prashant Solanki, who has conceded 10 runs in his second over. Another flatter delivery. This is high in the air. Deep mid-wicket, no chance for the fielder. Just goes past over his head for a maximum, second maximum of the innings. And the score moves on to 61 without loss. A brilliant end to the over. 61 without loss after 7. 61 without loss after 7 overs. New over, flighted delivery. Just pushed in the offside for a quick single score, moving on to 62 without loss. Shreyas Dani continuing for his third over. Has conceded 16 runs so far. Flighted delivery, goes for the big one, lines him up for a big stroke but misses. And there's a good comeback from Shreyas Dani, bowls it a tad quicker. Rodriguez going for the big slog sweep, misses, and so does the keeper, but no damage done, no chance for a run. Another flighted one, a Yorker outside the off stump. Wanted to jam it into the third man region but fails to get any bat on the ball and straight to the keeper. Change in angle, interesting move, and comes in over the wicket for the right hander now. Let's see what he brings in from his armory. A tad shorter, that one that skids off the surface, looks to guide it through third man again, but is beaten on the outside edge. Great collection from the wicket keeper, and another dot ball building pressure on the Knights. Just outside the off stump, driven beautifully through the covers, and the sweeper picks it up. Throws it towards the bowler's end, keeping it to a single. 64 without loss. Final delivery of the over coming up. A quicker one, gets an inside edge on this one. Ball is running into the fine leg region. No fielder in the deep. Will this go away to the fence? Yes, it does. Brilliant end to the over for the Knights. Ends the over with a boundary. End of the 8 overs. 68 without loss, the Knights. Change in bowling now. Ashik Dhakar from the other end starts with a flighted full toss, driven through the covers, and a superb boundary. Beautiful cover drive. Takes it on the full and plays it wide of the sweeper, collecting yet another boundary. Bhavik Shah now moving on to 40 in just 28 deliveries. His 7th boundary of the innings, and he has just turned the momentum of the game towards the Knights. 72 without loss into the 9th over. And this man is playing some beautiful strokes out there. Poor delivery down the leg side, goes for a shot but misses. So does the keeper, and that runs away to the fence again. We'll have to see what's the signal from the umpire. And it's been given as a no ball. Free hit coming up. Gift for Ryan Rodriguez, who's on strike. 30 of 22 delivery. It's time to up the ante. Gets a fuller delivery down the leg side. The keeper does well to stop it. And it will be wide. Another free hit to follow. You need to bowl a legal delivery. And there's a chat between the keeper and bowler going on. Not a great start for Ashik Dhakar. 10 run conceded of just one delivery. Free hit coming up for Ryan Rodriguez. Oh, goes for a wild swing in the leg side but misses. Another poor effort from the keeper. Ball is running towards the fine leg boundary and will cross the ropes. No chance for the fielder to chase that. And 4 more runs gifted for the Knights. 82 without loss in 8.2 overs. Four byes is signaled by the umpire. Change in angle now around the wicket. Goes for a slog sweep high in the air. Deep mid wicket. But he's too wide to collect that. 4 more runs. And it's been a poor over for the enforcers. Ashik Dhakar is not able to control his line and length and is conceding runs. 13 so far in 3 legal deliveries. His economy rate is a whopping 28. 86 without loss in 8.3 overs. The last couple of overs have brought the momentum up for the Knights. The opening pair having added 86 runs without any loss. Bhavik Shaw on 40 and Ryan Rodriguez is now catching up with 34 in 24 deliveries. 5 fours from the skippers played. 1-6 each hit by Rodriguez and Bhavik Shaw. And the run rate now going over 10 runs per over. Can we witness a score above 200 tonight? Bowler moves across the umpire around the wicket. Low full toss outside the off stump. Gets it off the inner half of the bat in the square leg region. But pierces the gap. Another boundary. Huge gap between deep backward square and deep mid wicket. And Rodriguez manages to clear that for 4 runs. And the score moves on to 90 without loss in 8.4 overs. Brilliant batting from both the openers, especially in the previous 2 overs. Still a couple of deliveries to spare in this over. Some more changes in the field are being made. Deep cover has now been asked to move a bit squarer. Bowls around the wicket. That's a good delivery. Spinning in from the off stump. Goes on the back foot and manages to defend it into the pitch. But still, it's been a costly over. 18 runs so far in 5 deliveries. 1 more delivery to spare. Can Ashik Dhakar pick up a wicket and end the over on a high? Let's find out. Continues around the wicket. Final delivery of the over. Ryan Rodriguez on strike. Another delivery that spins back in from outside the off stump. Played cautiously off the back foot in the mid wicket region. And good work from the man at mid wicket. Tries to stop it with his feet and manages to keep it down to just a single. 91 without loss after the end of 9 overs. Cathedral Knights are off to a flyer. That's been slashed through the offside. Backward point in the chase, but will fail to keep that to anything besides the boundary. That's a brilliant stroke. Goes for the square cut. A little bit of movement inside the crease and gets the boundary. There's a change in bowling. Sharan Karnani coming into the attack, and now a change in commentary box as well as Yash Patak takes over reins again.
Well, thank you so much, Ninad. 95 without loss. This is just the 10th over in progression. And just the start what the Cathedral Knights were looking for. In fact, much, much better than what they must have expected when they came out to bat. And especially Ryan Rodriguez in the past couple of overs, he's just been on song here. 7 fours, 1 6. Bhavik Shah, 7 fours, 1 6. Bhavik is on 40 of 28. Ryan Rodriguez, 43 of 28. They're just trying to better each other up. And as long as the team is reaping the benefits, they wouldn't mind. 95 without loss. This is the 10th over in progress. A lot of cricket is to be played now here at the Air India Sports Club. Change in bowling. Sharan Karnani, as Ninad mentioned a while earlier, this time played off the back foot towards long off, running the first one hard, but it should just be a single. It's been a perfect start here for the Cathedral Knights. They were enforced by the enforcers to bat first on this fresh pitch at the Air India Sports Club. They've grabbed the opportunity with both hands. Captain, quite the talisman here. He's been exceptional with the bat, and so has Bhavik. Have to give credit to Bhavik as well. He was the one who started the charge in the power play, and that was followed by Ryan Rodriguez. And his onslaught this time down the leg side. The umpire signals it as a wide. Straying slightly in line on that occasion. Bhavik likes to stay on the back foot. He's that kind of a player who will play a lot of balls square of the wicket on either side. Scored most of his run behind square as well. Look at that. This time goes down the ground towards mid-wicket. A slight misfield, and that will fetch him more runs. That should be 4 more. And the boundary bringing the 100 up for the Cathedral Knights. It's just the 10th over. We are here for a pasting, it looks like, for the Edubridge enforcers. That was straight to the fielder at mid-wicket. Should have been stopped, but a huge gap between his legs. 100 up for the Cathedral Knights, and Bhavik Shah 1 hit away from a half century. Sharan Karnani has gone for a few runs in this over. This time with soft hands plays it towards backward point. Another quick single taken. And this is excellent batting. A masterclass, I must say, for all the youngsters who are watching. It's a boundary of the last ball, but it's quite aware. The runs have already flown in the past few overs. Now's the time to capitalize and rotate the strike as much as they can. And that's something they've done brilliantly throughout the innings. There have been boundaries, but the singles and twos, they've been the essence of the innings for the Cathedral Knights. This time outside off stump plays it towards point. Another quick single taken. Really good running between the wickets by these two. They are always hungry for those singles. They've been completely switched on throughout the game. After the first power play, after 4 overs, it was 34 for no loss, if I'm not wrong. And since then, they've just upped the ante. Quite the contrast of what you see in T20 cricket. This time it's high in the air. There's a fielder under it. But it falls again in no man's land. Just over the bowler's head. Tried to go huge on the leg side. Didn't get any sort of connection, but all's well that ends well for the Knights. 10 overs gone, 104 without loss here at the Air India Sports Club. At the halfway point in the first innings, it's 104 without loss. The Knights, they've got to a flyer start, and here we are. After a short drinks break, starting off with a wide, the umpire quite convinced the bowler. Quite the opposite this time. Change in bowling, the captain of the Edubridge enforcers, Tushar Raut, is going to be bowling from the pavilion end. This time it's short and tried to heave it onto the onside. Didn't get any sort of bat on it. Looks like Tushar got away with that delivery. It was short and pitched outside leg stump as well. There is that hint of turn on this pitch if you bowl a little slow through the air, but that's something that the enforcers haven't done really well until now. This time outside off stump, cuts it towards point, and another single for the taking. Just to remind you, there is still that 2 overs remaining of the batting power play for the Cathedral Knights. Anywhere in between the 11th to the 16th can be availed by the batting side as per their convenience, and the way they are batting, I don't think they need the batting power play anytime soon. Ryan Rodriguez, 1 hit away from a half century, batting on 46 of 32, 8 fours and 1 6. Oh, that's a huge appeal, there's a loud shout, but the umpire, well, unhinged, unmoved. Nikhil Wani is a stand-in umpire, and the other umpire on the far end, that's Freddie Mistry. It was an appeal by Tushar, but the umpire thought the ball was just hitting him a little too high this time. That one skids through the surface a little quicker through the air, and that's something Tushar has done quite well in this over, I must say. He's changed the pace magnificently. I don't think the Cathedral Knights would be even worried at the slightest, because they've got off to a brilliant start here, and they know that they just need that 1 over to come back. This time again the ball keeping a little low. Ryan Rodriguez was rocking onto the back foot looking for that cut shot, but the ball kept quite low on that occasion. It's been a good over so far, just a couple of runs of it. 5 deliveries have been bowled, and this one as well, very well finished. The end of 11 overs, it's 106 without loss. Change in bowling now. Rahul Shah, the man who bowled with the new ball along with Sailesh Bokhadia. Rahul Shah has been brought into the attack, and it looks like it's the batting power play that has been taken by the batting side. And the first ball, it's in the air, chance of a catch, but just over the head of the fielder at square leg. It was a magnificent effort, I must say. Outstretched hands, almost pulling out a blinder there. Would have certainly been a strong contender for the catch of the tournament, but evading the fielder at square leg was very short by Rahul Shah. In fact, I must say the fielder did really well to save a couple of runs for his side. And this is the batting power play. It looks like. Oh, he goes in the air. This time there's another chance for the fielder at deep extra cover, and he's dropped it again. With that single, Bhavik gets to half century. Very unconvincing style for him and the standard that he set in this tournament, but that is what he keeps on doing continuously. He gets those big runs on board, converts those starts into big scores. And today as well, we're seeing a masterclass of batting by these two. They've not lost a single wicket. It's the 12th over in progression. The batting power play has been taken. Long off and a sweeper on the offside. The two fielders outside the 30-yard circle. And Ryan Rodriguez trying to go into the onside. A huge inside edge towards short fine leg. Another quick single taken. And, it's a lose-lose situation for the Edubridge enforcers, because both these batters, the way they are batting, you don't really know who you want on strike in the power play. Both of them are equally destructive when it comes to getting those boundaries and sixes. Bhavik has certainly got off to a brilliant score here. 50 of 35 for him. 46 of 35 for Ryan Rodriguez. And it just keeps getting better and better. This time again played towards long off. They're running the second one. That's brilliant running between the wickets. Should have most certainly been just the one, but that's what Ryan has done really well. In fact, Bhavik as well. Converting those ones into twos. Taking those quick singles. There's so much pressure on the enforcers. They won the toss, elected to bowl first. But apart from the toss, nothing is gone in their way until now. Rahul Shah is into his second over. Oh, he's trying to go across the line, and that's the first wicket. Bhavik Shah. Finally. 5 missed opportunities. But this time the keeper doesn't make any sort of mistake. Rahul Shah gives the pivotal breakthrough in the 12th over. And the Cathedral Knights, they lose their first wicket at 112. Bhavik, a well-made 52 of 36, goes back to the pavilion. The new man in, Shrenik Seth. This time down the leg side, starts off with a wide. And they run through for a single as well. That's brilliant by Ryan Rodriguez. Right under the nose of the wicket keeper. There was a slight fumble by the keeper there. It was enough for Ryan to sneak through for a quick single. And this is what I was talking about. He looks like an opportunist. He's waiting for the chances. Half a chance and he's through. Brilliant work by Ryan. This time he goes in between point and short third man. That is racing away to the boundary, and that boundary should bring up the half century for the captain, Ryan Rodriguez. And the end of 12 overs. It's 118 for 1 for the Cathedral Knights. 12 overs, 118 for 1. Sailesh from the pavilion end. That's in the air. High in the air. The fielder. Oh, he was swirling and twirling, but he couldn't really grab onto it. And another opportunity goes begging. Shrenik Seth. Well, he's playing with fire straight away. Tried to go down the ground. And could have been a catch. A difficult chance, but a chance nevertheless. This time Ryan trying to cut the ball. Completely misses it. It's the last over of the batting power play. And they would be looking to capitalize on it. Certainly the first one didn't go as well as they would have expected. Sailesh this time again cuts it beautifully. In between point and sweeper on the offside. A couple of runs. Quite comfortably taken by Ryan Rodriguez. And nothing wrong with that delivery. He's bowling according to his field, but it's very well played by Ryan. There's no one in the deep on the leg side, so anything down the leg side will perish for 4 and 6s, but that's something that they need to be really mindful of. Sailesh. This time he slashes it again over the fielder at point. Should be a couple of runs if not more. A huge chase for the fielder there at third man. They have taken the 2 and he will be back on strike. He's played his shots really well. He's taken those calculated risks from time to time. He's batting on 54 of 39, 8 fours and 1 6. The projected score from here on is 194. And the way they are going with the number of wickets that they have in hand certainly looks quite possible from here on. This time he tries to go down the ground, but there is a fielder at mid-on. It will be another dot ball. Honestly, the batting power play has somewhat been in the favour of the Edubridge enforcers because they've not leaked runs. They've picked up a wicket as well. And it's the last ball of the batting power play. And this time, just as I said, goes way outside off stump for a wide ball. Sailesh just trying to overcompensate with the line because the previous delivery was played into the onside. He was just trying to protect the onside, and that's why I think kind of bowled way outside off stump. 124 for 1 the score. This time again outside off stump. Again another wide. And they run through for a single as well. This is brilliant running between the wickets. Both these batters, the awareness and the alertness is at maximum at the moment for these two. Any opportunity, a whiff of a run and they've run through. That's brilliant. This time again trying to cut the ball. Takes an inside edge towards cover. And at the end of 13 overs, it's 127 for 1 for the Cathedral Knights. Thirteen overs have been bowled. It's 127 for 1. The Cathedral Knights, they were put into bat first by the Edubridge enforcers. And like I said earlier, apart from the toss, nothing has gone in the way of the Edubridge enforcers. They've been taken to the cleaners. Every bowler has gone for runs. Half century for Bhavik Shah, the opening batter who got out in the batting power play in the 12th over of the game. And Ryan Rodriguez, the captain, he's on the crease as well. Here goes Shrenik Seth down the ground. And they're going for the second as well. That's good running between the wickets. I'm sure they'll look for the third one as well. And they do. That's brilliant running between the wickets. What should have just been a single has got them 3 runs. And this is what pressure does to you. That's what happens when you run the first one hard. It's certainly a lot to learn for all the youngsters who are watching this. At any given stage of the cricket match, be it a 50-over game or the shortest format, you need to run the first one hard to put pressure on the fielders. And that's what Ryan Rodriguez did on that occasion. Converted that 1 into 2 and 2 into 3. He's back on strike. Plays it down the ground again. And look at Shrenik go. Runs the first one hard. Slight misfield and he'll get the second as well. That's good running. Immense pressure on the fielding side. I'm sure Rahul Shah will not like one bit of it. There's nothing wrong in his bowling. He's bowled according to his field. Now that the boundaries have dried up, the ones have been converted into 2s and 2s into 3s. This is excellent cricket by the Cathedral Knights. Taking the game away completely from the Edubridge enforcers. Sam again plays it towards cover. Looking for a quick single. Slight misfield. Chance of a run at the bowler's end. Looks like he just made his ground in the end. Shrenik Seth. It was a very, very close call. The fielder at cover was the captain of the Edubridge enforcers, Tushar Raut. Didn't make any mistake whatsoever. A direct hit would have meant curtains for Shrenik. This time using the pace of the ball towards point. Another quick single taken. And singles are quite easy to come by now that the field is spread again. The power play is over. The batting power play that was taken in the 12th and the 13th over of this game is now over. So the field is back to allowing 5 fielders on the boundary. Rahul this time. Outside off stump in the air, but in the gap as well. Should be a single, if not more. And the score. Oh, there's another missed opportunity. Another single there. This is brilliant, brilliant cricket, I must say. They're running on every overthrow. They're taking those singles really quickly. And looks like the drop shoulders of the Edubridge enforcers are just summarizing the day for them. You know, they won the toss, elected to bowl first, but the onslaught began in the first power play itself. Ryan Rodriguez and earlier it was Bhavik Shah. Both of them getting to half centuries. Bhavik perished on the bowling of Rahul Shah. There's a full toss onto the onside. In the gap, one bounce and into the boundary ropes as well. Ends the over with the boundary. 14 gone. 139 now the score for the Cathedral Knights. And those full tosses, they will perish on any given Sunday. 139 for 1 after 14. Fourteen gone. 139 for 1. Tejas. In fact, Tushar Raut from the pavilion and the captain has come to bowl his second over. And Ryan Rodriguez immediately trying to play the big shot into the onside, and small banter going on field between Tushar Raut, the captain of the Edubridge enforcers, and the captain of the Cathedral Knights, Ryan Rodriguez. This time there's a loud appeal and we'll have to wait and see. The umpire says wide, and look at Tushar. He can't believe it. He thinks that the bat had touched the ball before the keeper collected it, but the umpire says there was nothing on that. And also, to add insult to injury, it's been signalled as a wide. Tushar won't like it one bit, but well, that's what the umpire thinks. Tossed up delivery, goes down the ground. There's a fielder there, and he's taken it 2, 3, 4 attempts, and he finally latches it onto it. Tushar will have the last laugh, but the damage is already done by Ryan Rodriguez. 57 of 45, 8 fours and 1 6. And this partnership, which was slowly looking to creep up, has been broken by the captain. Tushar Raut gets his first wicket of the game and the second wicket for the Cathedral Knights at 140 for 2. The loss of the second wicket at number 4. Avnish Prasad, the new man in. Shrenik Seth must be telling him that there are plenty of runs at offer if you just keep your head down and keep batting. That's what he needs to do. That's a brilliant ball again by Tushar Raut. And I think on this pitch where everyone is taken to the cleaners, I think Tushar is the only one who's kind of kept the batters at bay. He's not conceded those boundaries. He's not given away anything as of now. 1.3 overs, 1 for 3 for him. That's a full toss. Very well played. Behind square on the onside. The ball is running away. It's a long chase for the fielder. And kind of in vain in the end because the ball wins the race. Gets off the mark. Avnish Prasad with a boundary. It was a tossed up delivery, a full toss. And graciously accepted, I must say, by Avnish. Could have hit it anywhere on the ground. But he decided to just play a cheeky stroke behind square on the leg side. Here goes Tushar. And there goes Avnish into the gap again. They're running the first one hard, like they always have in this match. But it's good fielding. Just going to be a single. 145 the score. Cathedral Knights looking here in for a big total. It looks like. Both these batters new to the crease, but the projected score is still pretty high. 196 at the current run rate of 9.82. This time played it into the offside. Running through for a quick single, and that's the end of 15 overs. 146 for 2 for the Cathedral Knights. Rahul Shah into his final over. Oh, he's been welcomed with a huge 6. Look at that go. Shrenik Seth. It's been one of the biggest hits of the day so far. Uses his feet, gets to the pitch of the ball. And look at that. Full Monty. Excellent bat speed and exceptional bat swing, I must say. begins the over with a 6. And the 150 up for the Cathedral Knights. This man, he's batted just fearlessly. Again cuts the ball into the gap. There should be another boundary. A slight misfield, but very well done, I must say, by the fielder in the deep in the end. He had to cover some ground to get to the ball in the first place. He did really well. And keeping it down to just a couple of runs. Shrenik Seth. Man, oh man, 8 balls, 20. 1 4 and 1 huge 6. He certainly looks like a danger man for the Cathedral Knights. This time another delivery down the leg side. We'll have to wait for the umpire's signal. Well, the umpire thinks it's not a wide, but Shrenik Seth is batting magnificently well. The start, the foundation laid by the openers was just exemplary. The captain Ryan Rodriguez, 57 for him, and Bhavik Shah getting to half century as well. Rahul. This time a full toss onto the leg side. It's in the gap. No need to run for that. That should be another boundary. Runs are coming thick and fast here for the Cathedral Knights. Every over producing a boundary here and there, and the running between the wickets has been so good. $158 for 2 the score in the 16th over. The projected score now has gone over 200. And 200 is quite on the cards the way these two are batting. It's just a matter of time. This time he goes over cover. There's a fielder in the deep. It should just be the one. The ball is just flying off the bat to all corners of the ground. 159 the score. It just makes the job easier for the new man coming in. You know, the man who's already been batting for some time, Shrenik Seth, has completely taken the attack to the opposition, and Avnish now can take a few balls and settle himself in. This time onto the pads. Running the first one quickly. They want two. They will come back for the second. An excellent running again to end the over. 16 gone. 161 for 2 for the Cathedral Knights. $16 gone. 161 for 2. The Cathedral Knights lying at a huge total. Tushar Raut. 2 overs, 1 for 9 for him. He's into the attack this time. Picked into the onside. Straight towards the fielder at mid wicket. Should be a single. Shrenik Seth. He's batting at a strike rate of 227 right now. I'm sure it'll just keep getting better the way he's batting. This time cuts the ball towards point. They will take another single. Shrenik comes back to strike. Well, off spinner in the last few overs. Can perish at all corners if he misses his line and length. This time trying to play the sweep shot, and there's an appeal, I must say, but umpire Mistry unmoved. Looks like it hit the pad on the full, but the ball was going down the leg side. Tushar has bowled really well. 2.3 overs, 1 for 11 for him. And a game where everyone has gone for runs, leaked runs. This guy has bowled really economically, and he goes down the ground, and just as I said, it's gone over the ground as well. That's a huge 6. It's a big boundary on the leg side to clear. And the ball pitching in his arc. We'll have to wait for the umpire signal. But it looks like the umpire signaled a boundary. Well, the fielder was a few yards inside, and the ball just bouncing inside the boundary ropes. It was well over the fielder's head. Oh, there's the warning. Tushar Raut. Ravichandran Ashwin school of off spin. He's giving a warning to the non-striker. Oh, he steps down, and so the inside edge, they're running the first one out. They go back for the second as well. That's good running between the wickets. Another couple of runs there. This is brilliant stuff, I must say. 169 the score for the loss of 2 wickets. Oh, he goes in the air, and that's another huge shot. This time, it has cleared the boundary. Ends the over on a high. 175 for 2 after 17 for the Cathedral Knights. Change in bowling now. Shreyas Dani has been brought into the attack. There will be a change in commentary box as well. Ninad Dixit is warming up. This time, back off length played towards deep cover. They've run the first one hard. It should just be a single. And on strike now comes Shrenik hit. Well, change in com box now. Ninad will be taking over for the last few overs of this innings.
Thank you very much, Yash. And after a rollicking start from Bhavik Shah and Ryan Rodrigues, now Shrenik Seth is carrying on the momentum. Amnish Prasad just joining him at the crease. 176 for 2 in the 18th over. And Shreyas Dani was bowled brilliantly well now into his final over. Fuller delivery, shuffles across and heaves into the leg side. The ball is running over towards the backward square fence and goes away to the fence for 4. Another boundary, and runs are flowing at a good pace for Cathedral Knights. 180 for 2 in 17.2 overs now. Brilliant movement inside the crease and adjusting to the length of the ball, and reads it out of the hand very well. Shreyas, after a good start to a spell, now has conceded 27 runs and is into his final over. Make some changes in the field. There's the backward point inside the ring. A third man fielder is in as well. Flighted delivery, dances down the track and smashes it through the covers. But deep extra cover has to run towards his left. A slight fumble, but does not prove too costly. The batters had already called for 2 and get back successfully for the second one. Shrenik Seth now one big hit away from his half century. He has hit 2, 6 and 4 boundaries in his 18 ball 44. This time guides it towards short third man for another single. Moves to 45, rotating the strike for Avnish Prasad. 183 for 2 in 17.3 overs. Shreyas turns back quickly for the next delivery. Flighted one. Looks to launch it down the ground, but doesn't quite get underneath this one. Will collect just a single towards long off. A good throw from the fielder at the bowling end. Allows a single. 184 for 2, and now time for the final delivery of Shreyas Dani's spell. It has been a good spell so far. 30 runs conceded in 3.5 overs. If you look at the run rate of the team, it's 10.32, but Shreyas Dani has conceded below 8 runs an over. This time the batter misses, so does the keeper. Another single taken towards short third man. The running between the wickets has been good. And that will end Shreyas Dani's spell. Slight inside edge on this one. No signal from the umpire. So Shreyas Dani finishes off with none for 31 in his 4 overs. After 18 overs, Cathedral Knights are 185 for 2. Time for 2 big overs as we come to the fag end of the first innings. Time for the penultimate over. Wide outside the off stump, guides it to backward point. Slight fumble. It would have been a quick single, but the batters easily amble across for the one. And now score moves on to 186. Shrenik Seth on 46. Avnish Prasad on 10 in 7 deliveries will now face Prashant Solanki, who's into his third over, which would be his final over as well. Just one more over remaining after this. 11 deliveries to spare. How much runs can the Knights add up from this? Oh, that's a peach of a delivery. Brilliant stuff. Shatters the bail of the off stump. Goes for a hoik across the line. But Avnish Prasad finds no bat on ball. And Prashant Solanki getting his first wicket. Knights lose their third. 186 for 3 in the penultimate over. Bowls a flatter delivery. A little bit of more pace on this one. And Avnish Prasad failing to capitalize on that. Perishes on 10 of 8 deliveries, and Cathedral Knights 186 for 3. New batter at number 5, Ankit Khambati. So Prashant continues over the wicket. Flighted delivery. Lunges down the ground and drives it wide off, long off. Good running between the wickets. Another couple of runs collected. 188 for 3. Ankit opens his account with a couple of runs on the very first ball he faces. Can he finish the innings for the Knights on a high? Just 9 deliveries more to go. Another flighted one. Goes for a big shot towards long on. The fielder collects it on the bounce. Easy single. But it will bring Shrenik Seth on strike. Couple of more deliveries to go in this over. which happens to be Prashant Solanki's final over of his spell. No change in the field for Shrenik as well. Can he get to his half century in this over as well? Lofts it down the ground, high up in the air. The ball is lost in the night sky and clears the fence. Beautiful stroke to get to his half century. His teammates are applauding his effort. A brilliant knock. Gets to his half century. Moves to 52 of just 22 deliveries. 4 fours and 3 mighty sixes. 195 for 3 Cathedral Knights. One more big hit. And they will lunge past the score of 200. Still 7 deliveries to go in this first innings. The hit was such a massive one that the ball has been lost and the ball will be now changed. Brilliant innings from Ankit Khambati, finishing from Shrenik Seth, in fact, 52 of 22 deliveries. And that is the impetus which was required for the Knights. 195 for 3. And our delivery goes for another big hit, this time towards the deep extra cover. And will find the fence again. Beautifully pierces the gap and collects another boundary. Score moves on to 199 for 3. There was a fielder placed at deep cover, but the ball was played too wide of him. No chance for long off as well to go and collect that. So end of the 19th over, 199 for 3, the Cathedral Knights. Prashant Solanki was started off really well. Finishes with 1 for 30 in just 3 overs. And with an economy of 10 per over. 199 for 3 after 19.
Last over of the innings. Sailesh Bokadia starts off with a wayward delivery, I must say, outside off stump. Wide ball. 200 up now for the Cathedral Knights. They were put into bat first. And they've really turned this game on the head after losing the toss. 3 batters have scored 50 or more. And Shrenik Seth, the last one to join this half-century list that they have. This time again, outside off stump. And he'll take a quick single. Give the strike back to Shrenik. The man in form. He's the player to watch out for now. Last 5 deliveries. They've already crossed the 200 mark. How much more can they get? It's the quarter-final of the Golds category here at the Bayside Sports School Lads Cricket Championship. Oh, and he's trying the reverse sweep as well. He's removing all the shots out of the textbook. Well, certainly, the power and timing that he has, he doesn't need to try such strokes because he's hitting so well through the line down the ground. One of the sixes that he hit were described by Ninad in the previous over. It actually went out of the ground. They had to get a new ball for it. So that's the power he has. And look at that. That's in the air. It's high in the air. There's a fielder under it. And another chance is dropped by the fielder at long off. An insult to injury. Because that has gone for a boundary. Shrenik Seth. He's just taken the game away completely. 60 of 25, 6 fours, 3 sixes. It's a gigantic total. With 3 balls to spare now. Shrenik. Oh, this time he tries to cut the ball. Doesn't get any sort of timing on it. There was a chance of a run at the bowler's end, but the bowler decided not to take that throw because had he missed, there would be a couple of more runs for the taking. That's the pressure that has been set by the Cathedral Knights on the fielders of Edubridge Enforcers. Sailesh now to continue. Oh, he's hit it down the ground. There's again an opportunity, but it falls again in no man's land. They will run back for the second. And a couple of runs brings Shrenik back on strike. 207 for 3. 1 ball remaining in this first innings. It's been a clinical performance here with the bat. Final ball. Goes in the air, goes high in the air. It is going to be at least a single. They are running for the second. Chance of a run out. But a very, very wayward throw. In fact, they'll go for 3. It's brilliant performance here, I must say. That's the end of 20 overs. 210 for 3 for the Cathedral Knights. 211 is the target for the Edubridge Enforcers. And it is going to be a daunting task from here on for the Enforcers. Live action coming up in some time. Hello and welcome back, everyone. The Bayside Sports School Lads Cricket Championship. We are here for the quarterfinal number 4 of the Golds category. A mammoth total 210 for 3 scored by the Cathedral Knights. And now in reply, we have the Edubridge enforcers who are going to give it all. The opening batters, Shailesh Bokadia and Priyaj Jain. Priyaj Jain is the wicket-keeper batter, and Shailesh, the left-arm medium pacer who opened the bowling as well, is now been given the responsibility to open the batting. First ball of this chase, straight away runs off the bat. Brilliant fielding by the fielder at point. He had to dive to his right. Jay Shah bowling around the wicket to the left-hander, coming back over the wicket to the right-hander. Good start for him as well. A good length delivery to begin proceedings. There's a slip in place. Second slip in position. There's a short third man, backward point. Covers, extra cover. And long off is in the deep. Setting the fielder at mid-on as well to the boundary, looks like. Priyaj Jain is on strike now. Just having a glance at the field. Two fielders down the ground on the boundary. Oh, and straight away uses his feet. Tries to put the pressure on the bowler, but this is good bowling by Jay Shah. Hint of movement in the air and off the pitch as well. Have to wait and see what does this match have in store for us. Look at that, goes down the ground. That's beautifully played over the head of the bowler, but there is a fielder at long off. Oh, he's wanting the second as well. That's good running by Shailesh. Running to the danger end and in the end quite comfortably getting back to the bowler's side. The Edubridge enforcers, they're chasing a huge total. 211 now is the target for them. They need a lot of boundaries. They need huge maximums. They need inspiring performances from the top order. This time using his feet, trying to caress the ball through the offside. It was a bit too wide, signalled wide by the umpire, the first extras of the innings. The slip fielder coming slightly towards the wicketkeeper at first slip now. Oh, and that's very well bowled. Oh, that's missed by everyone. The wicketkeeper got a palm to it, but the ball was missed by the fielder at slip as well. 4 byes in the end. And they need this stroke of luck. They need these things to go their favour. It's the first boundary of the innings, but not with the bat. 4 byes. And Priyaj Jain, he was trying to just play the ball inside out over cover. He knows that there's no one in the deep on the offside. I think that was his plan all the time, the whole time. This time he gets it in the air, and that is what he was looking for. 4 runs, over point. Excellently played. It was outside off stump. And everyone inside the circle, a mere spectator to the brilliance by Priyaj Jain. Just waited on it. And in the end, threw the kitchen sink at it for 4. This time again trying to play over the fielder at cover. Completely misses it. But a brilliant start, I must say, for the Edubridge enforcers. 12 without loss after 1. At the end of the first over, it's 12 without loss. Shailesh Bokadia is going to be on strike now. Edubridge enforcers 199 to win in 19 overs. Well, they need to do a lot of scoring. And these two batters, Priyaj Jain and Shailesh Bokadia, they need a lot of boundaries. Required rate is around 10.5 an over. And now to bowl from the pavilion end with the new ball, Anish Prasad. And what a start this was. Coming into the left-hander. Swung in the air. Almost getting the first wicket off the very first ball that he's bowled. But it's been a brilliant start by Avnish. There is a fielder at long on. Fielder at deep mid-wicket as well. I think the ball swinging into the left-hander. This is the perfect field to set. It's a fielder at square leg as well. No fine leg for Avnish, but looks like he has his plan set. Trying to go down the ground. Gets no timing on it. Straight towards long on. Another single. Edubridge enforcers, they won the toss, elected to bowl first, and certainly hasn't been their day so far. Conceded plenty of runs in the 20 overs quota that they've bowled. 211 is now the target for them. 13 without loss in the second over of the innings. Tries to go into the onside. There's a loud appeal and the umpire says not out. Looks like the ball was straying down leg side. Avnish Prasad is quite tall, gets that extra bounce of the pitch. Priyaj Jain, he'll be looking for runs. This time drives it down the ground. There is a fielder at long off. Should be just the one. Using his feet on that occasion, showing some intent, because that's what you need to do if you are to chase a total of 211 in 20 overs. A total exceeding 200 hasn't been chased so far at the Bayside Sports School Lads Cricket Championship. It's one of the biggest chases, and it's now or never for the enforcers. Sammy goes across the line. There's a loud appeal. Looks like the ball was straying down leg side. The umpire was unmoved on that occasion. And leg byes signalled by the on-field umpire Nikhil Wani. That one came inside sharply to the left-hander. And Shailesh just trying to play a little too square on that occasion. Gets away. This time he goes across over the fielder at mid-wicket. That should be another boundary for him. Picked up the length really quickly and dispatched over mid-wicket. Slightly short and paying the price there. Avnish Prasad. At the end of 2 overs, it's 19 without loss for the Edubridge enforcers. Two overs, 19 without loss. Avnish Prasad pulled really well. The first 5 deliveries, the last ball going for a boundary. 19 without loss after 2. And now it's Jai Shah to continue from the pavilion end. Shailesh Bokadia on strike. Oh, trying to go across the line inside as they want a quick single. That's brilliant running between the wickets, I must say. Priyaj Jain, as soon as He saw that there is an opportunity for a quick single. He set off to the danger end. He gets back on strike. The rules are slightly different here at the Bayside Sports School Lads Cricket Championship. 4 overs of power play up front and then 2 overs can be taken by the batting side in between 11th and 16th over. Be considered as a batting power play. This time outside off stump, that one swung away from the right-hander. Priyaj is looking for a wide, but the umpire says that the ball was just inside the line. That one skids after pitching. This time he tried to use his feet and go huge on the leg side and inside edge. He will run through for a single. You have to wait for the umpire signal. Looks like leg by signaled by the umpire. For a moment I thought it's an inside edge, but not the case on that occasion. Coming around the wicket. This time he plays it towards the fielder at extra cover. They will run through for a quick single. Good fielding by the man inside the circle. Priyaj Jain is on strike. This time it was way outside off stump. No hesitation in the mind of the umpire. Wide signalled. Priyaj using his feet quite frequently, in fact. I think that's the reason why the bowler tried to go as wide as possible. This time trying to go down the ground. Very well fielded off his own bowling. Jai Shah. Was into the block hole. Kind of yorked himself in the end. The slip goes out now. Another fielder in the outfield. This time very well bowled. Again outside off stump. That one swung as well. Beats the bat. The end of 3 overs. It's 23 without loss for the enforcers. Here Avnish into his second over this time. Goes towards leg side. Quick single taken. I think it should just be a single. There was a slight fumble by the fielder at deep mid wicket, but not enough for Priyaj Jain to come back for the second. It's the 4th over and the final over of the first power play. Here at the Air India Sports Club, the quarter-final of the goals category between the Cathedral Knights and the Edubridge Enforcers. The Enforcers winning the toss, electing to bowl first. And it was just complete demolition by the Cathedral Knight batters. They ended up scoring 210 for the loss of 3 wickets. Deep mid wicket and long off the 2 fielders outside the 30-yard circle for Priyaj Jain. Avnish Prasad to continue. This time Priyaj trying to go across the line. Again beaten. Slip in place. The captain with an attacking mindset. He wants those wickets up top. And Priyaj is just trying to hit boundaries. need to build a solid foundation for the upcoming batters. Avnish Prasad. This time Priyaj plays it back to the bowler. Another dot ball. That's very well bowled by Avnish, pulling his length back. Bowling into the stumps because he has protection in the deep on the leg side. Just trying to keep it as simple as he can. Stump to stump. Something that the Edubridge enforcing bowlers had not done in the first innings. This time tries to go down the ground, an inside edge. And a fortunate boundary. Stroke of luck yet again for the enforcers. Uses his feet. An inside edge could have gone anywhere. Just missed by the stumps. And the keeper in the end. 4 more for the taking. .28 without loss. It's the last over of the first power play here at the Bayside Sports School Lads Cricket Championship. Priyaj Jain, 15 of 15. Needs to get going here. Goes in the air. Goes over the fielder at 30-yard circle. Should be at least a couple of runs. Sailesh is really quick between the wickets and they will come back for the second. Intent was clear from Priyaj. He wanted to go over the top. Got enough bat on it to clear the 30-yard circle. And ran through for a second. 30 the score now. 181 required of 98 deliveries. Cricket is a game of high uncertainties. Anything can happen. And certainly, as long as these two batters are batting the way they are, we surely have a match on our hands. Avnish Prasad, last ball of the batting power play. This time outside off stump, there's a loud appeal. But the umpire unmoved. End of 4. 30 without loss for the Edubridge enforcers. End of 4 overs. 30 without loss. Oh, and that delivery was back off length. Slight fumble by the wicketkeeper. They'll run through for a quick single. That's good running by Priyaj Jain. Should go down as extras, but Vishal Vora certainly getting some purchase of the pitch. Coming over the wicket now to the right-hander. The power play is done. So you can keep 5 fielders outside the 30-yard circle, and that's what the captain is discussing with the bowler, and the bowler setting the field. There's a fielder at square leg, point, backward point and cover. 4 fielders inside the 30-yard circle. He is coming around and across for the right-hander as well. This was a little shorter Played towards point, another quick single taken. Good running there. They need boundaries. At least one and over from here on to kind of keep themselves in the game somehow. Because the required rate is creeping up with each passing delivery. Currently it's 11.43 and over. Change in field for the left-hander. Goes over cover. Should be at least a couple of runs if not more. But the ball eventually goes to the fence. And the first boundary of the innings for Shailesh Bokadia. Was a good shot, I must say. Delivery outside off stump. Played it through the line. Over cover. And that's the beauty of Air India Sports Club. Once the ball passes the 30-yard circle, there's no chance for a fielder to cut it off. That's what happened on that occasion. Immediately change in field. Fielder at covers goes right up to the boundary. Needs to bowl outside off stump this time again. Way outside off stump, I must say. Umpire Ronnie Mistry signals it as a wide. So the plan is set. He wants to bowl full and wide as much as he can. This time going into the onside. That's high in the air. Chance of a catch. That could be the first wicket. Oh, and he's dropped it. Something similar that we saw in the first innings when the Cathedral Knights were batting. A lot of missed opportunities by the Edubridge enforcers. Here comes Vishal Vora. Creates an opportunity. But guess what? Another chance goes begging. Different innings, same result. So I'm trying to go down the ground. Was very well bowled by Vishal. Wicketkeeper did well to try to stop the ball. In the end, score is 38 without loss. How costly will that prove to be this time? Plays it towards the offside. There's a fielder at long off. Should just be the one. End of 5. 39 without loss for the Edubridge enforcers. At the end of 5 overs, it's 39 without loss. Looks like there'll be a change in bowling. Pranay Jain is going to be coming from the far end. Priyaj Jain, 19 of 20 for him, 3 fours. Be facing to Pranay. This time he goes down the ground. What a hit that is! That should be the first 6 of the innings. What a shot from Priyaj. He was waiting and waiting for the ball to be in his arc. Like they say, in the arc, it's out of the park. What a hit over long on. They need more of this. They need many, many, many more of this. And as long as Priyaj Jain is at the crease, there is hope. Pranay. This time bowls a little shorter. Played with soft hands towards short third man. This is good batting. He got a 6 of the previous delivery. He's trying to maintain the run rate. The required rate is around 11 and over. He's got the 6. He wants to give the strike back to the left-hander. The player who will be much more comfortable to bat against a leg spinner. Hence, Shailesh has been brought back on strike with a quick single. The score 46 without loss. Is the 6th over of the game. Just to remind you, a couple of more overs of power play are remaining which can be taken anywhere in between the 11th to the 16th over. This time he goes across the line. It's towards deep mid-wicket. Should be just the one. But just the intent is what matters. Sailesh trying to go across the line there. There was a fielder at deep mid-wicket, deep square leg and long on as well for the left-hander. This time tossed up again, played down the ground. There is a fielder there. Nine of the over so far. Couple of balls remaining. Another boundary here would certainly set the tone. And manage the required rate as well. This time he's tossed it up, bowled a little outside off stump, waiting for the umpire signal. The umpire says not a wide. Pranay breathes a huge sigh of relief there. Because the plan was quite simple, bowled as away as possible to the body of Sailesh Bokadia. This time again going across the line, but that's the first wicket. The leg spinner bringing them their first breakthrough of the innings. And the last ball of his first over. The Edubridge enforcers 48 for 1 after 6. Sailesh Bokadia goes back to the pavilion after 11 runs of 12 balls. The end of 6 overs, 48 for 1. Kamal Motwani. And look at that flight straight away. Sigh in the air, there's a chance. Oh, it just falls short of the fielder in the deep. And could have been back-to-back wickets for the Edubridge enforcers, because there was an opportunity on the cards. A tossed-up delivery. And Kamal Motwani certainly trying to lure the batsman into a false stroke. Almost paid off for him. Prashant Solanki, the new man in. He'll be on strike. And the idea is clear for Priyaj. Anything that is tossed up or in his arc, he's going to go for it. Here comes Kamal. Tossed up and just spun enough. Left alone by Prashant Solanki. Need a huge knock here from Prashant and Priyaj. That is short, but played straight back to the bowler. For a moment it looked like it had gotten good timing on it, but only to find the bowler. Everything said and done, Kamal Motwani has pulled a brilliant over, I must say. Started off really well. Look at that flight. Quick to dislodge the bails, the wicketkeeper as well. It's good bowling. It's inviting the batter to play the big shot. And there's slight bit of turn on this pitch. The slowness of the pitch starting to show its true colours. Just the perfect start for Kamal Motwani. Bowling it really slow through the air. This time plays it into the onside. Running the first one hard. They won the second. Oh, there's a chance of a run out, but the throw wasn't at the right end. 50 up with that couple of runs in the 7th over of the innings. Still a lot of cricket is to be played. Chasing a mammoth total. 211 is the target that was set by the Cathedral Knights, the Edubridge enforcers. Need to do a lot. Look at that. That was extremely slow through the air. And that's the end of the 7th over. What an over from Kamal Motwani. 51 for 1. The end of 7 overs is 51 for 1. 160 required. 78 balls. Here comes Pranay. Played down the ground towards long on. Priya Jain. He's trying his best, but that's still not good enough for his side. Pranay Jain, the player who caught the breakthrough for his side. This time he cuts the ball beautifully, but straight towards the fielder at short third man. Prashant Solanki. The boundaries have seemed to dried up completely now. The required rate has gone up to 12.5 an over. So you need a couple of boundaries every over from here on. This time trying to go down the ground. Got the bottom of the blade. No timing whatsoever. Towards long off, another single. The Cathedral Knight captains would be really pleased with the effort put in by the bowlers. This time sweeps it beautifully, I must say, towards backward square leg, but there is a fielder in the deep, just a single. The captain of the Cathedral Knights would just be happy in giving away those ones and twos as long as the boundaries have dried up. I think that's the plan here for all the bowlers. You know, spread the field out. It's okay if you give those single. This time trying to play the reverse sweep. And looks like that is another wicket. Priya Jain is batting so well. But this time trying to go across. Playing the switch hit. And chopped it back onto the stumps. Second wicket falls. Pranay Jain providing two crucial breakthroughs. And the Edubridge enforcers, they're in a spot of bother. 55 for 2. New man in, Ashik Dakad. Gets off the mark straight away. Playing through covers for a quick single. So at the end of 8 overs, it's 56 for 2. Eight overs, 56 for 2. Motwani to continue. This time it was short. Cuts it towards deep cover. Should be at least a single. It's going to be just the one. Prashant Solanki is on strike now. The required rate has gone up to 13 and over now. The lack of boundaries put immense pressure on the bowlers, on the batters, beg your pardon, of the Edubridge enforcers. They need a lot of boundaries from here. This time in the air, straight towards the fielder at point, has been dropped. Was an opportunity. Ball slower through the air. If you have a look at that in slow motion, it was straight to the fielder. Look at that. Tossed up delivery. No pace whatsoever. Straight to the fielder at point. It should have been taken. You can't miss those opportunities. Must be disappointed, Kamal. And look at that. The very next ball goes for a boundary. That's what missed opportunities do to you. Time it was tossed up again. Outside off stump, but cross-batted shot down the ground. And there was no chance for the fielder at long on. It was 4 all over. Kamal Motwani. This time he bowls it again. Slow through the air, a bit shorter, I must say. Kept low as well. Taking the first one quickly. That should just be the one. He's given a lot of flight to the ball, Kamal. On strike, Prashant Solanki. He needs to get going. They need a lot of runs from him as well. This time he goes down the ground into the gap, I must say. And the ball is running away. Very well fielded in the end by the fielder. Couple of runs taken. Score 65 for 2. One ball remaining in this 9th over. That one was quicker through the air. No timing on it, but they'll run through for the couple of runs. That's good running by Prashant and Ashik. End of 9 overs, 67 for 2 for the enforcers.
Flighted delivery, plays it back down the track. The bowler tries to contain it but fails, and another easy single taken. Score moves on to 68 for 2. We're into the 10th over of the innings. 143 more runs required in 65 deliveries. The required rate now creeping well over 13 per over. Another flighted delivery goes for the sweep, but misses. Gets some amount of pad on it, hence no signal from the umpire. A precious dot ball. Good start to the over so far from Pranay. Another tossed up delivery. This time slices this in the air towards the deep extra cover region. Pierces the outfield and collects 4 runs. That's brilliant batting. Finds the gap with elegance. There was a fielder present at sweeper cover and long off, but he manages to find the gap beautifully. 72 for 2, the score. Some changes in the field are being made. The fielder is sent towards long on as well. Will look to bowl much straighter, and that's what he does. Drags back his length, bowls a quicker delivery, coming back in with the arm. Prashad manages to work it away towards short fine leg for a quick run. Rotating the strike well. Score moves on to 73 for 2, but the strike rotation won't work in favor of the chasing team. The required rate is steeply increasing by every delivery. That's a brilliant delivery. Bowled him. Crashes into the stumps. Looks to slog it away into the leg side, getting down on his knees, but fails to pick up the ball and sees his furniture refurbished. Another wicket, and now Ashik has to depart. Pranay getting his second wicket of the match. So the enforcers losing their third wicket, all 3 wickets taken by Pranay. Beautiful bowling by the wrist spinner. And now they require another 138 runs. The required rate is creeping, and I guess it's time for a drinks break. Final delivery of the over. Toss up delivery. Looks to play into the leg side. Gets a leading edge towards long on. will collect a single, getting off the mark. Tushar is the new batter in at number 5, and the enforcers are 75 for 3 at the halfway stage of the innings.
Change in bowling. Change of ends as well. So tossed up delivery. Takes it on the full. Sweeps it into the gap. That should be a boundary to start off the 11th over. Well, the captain is on the crease. Tushar Raut and Kamal Motwani tossing the ball up. And a little too full on that occasion. Very well put away, I must say. They need a lot of boundaries from here on. The score is 78 for 3. Chasing a mammoth total of 211. Set by the Cathedral Knights. This time tossed up again. Plays with soft hands behind point for a quick single. That's good running. Prashant Solanki on the other end. 14 of 13 for him. Spooling very slow through the air. Tossing the ball way up. Look at that again. Played with soft hands towards backward point. Another quick single taken. Singles won't do any harm to the fielding side. The Cathedral Knights will be happy to give those singles away as long as the boundaries have dried up. The field spread out as well. Quite difficult from here on to chase this huge total. The batting power play may kind of give them a couple of overs. There was an opportunity. Brilliantly bowled. Missed by the wicket keeper. Tushar Raut. Would have been curtains for him had the wicket keeper taken the catch. Slow through the air. That one spun as well. Got some extra bounce off the surface. Somehow Tushar surviving in the end again. This time another full toss. There's an appeal and that should be out. Missed out on a full toss there, Tushar. And the umpire, he had no hesitation in his mind. It's a tossed up delivery and plumb in front. Playing across the line and Tushar must be disappointed. 80 for 4 the score for the Edubridge enforcers. New man in Rahil Kadakia. 80 for 4. Last over. Second last over, in fact, for the bowler here. Another appeal, but this time it pitched outside leg stump. More of an optimistic cry. End of 11. 80 for 4 for the enforcers. Pranay Jain to continue into his final over. Inside edge down the ground towards long on. A quick single taken. Should just be the one. Rahil is on strike now. Goes down the ground. That's in the air. There's a fielder there. Can he take the catch? Oh, he cannot. That's been dropped by the fielder at long off. Straightforward chance has been put down. It's been that kind of a day. A lot of dropped catches. And was straight to the fielder. Didn't have to move an inch. Shrenik Seth batted really well, but couldn't do it with the field. And this time he beats the sigh of relief, because immediately on the very next ball, another big shot attempted by Rahil Kadakia, and he has to go back to the pavilion. Pranay gets his reward. Third wicket. In fact, this is the fourth wicket for him of the innings. 83 for 5. The Edubridge enforcers. Here comes Pranay. He's looking for his fifth wicket. Oh, what a ball that was. Why isn't there a slip in place? I can't understand. But there needs to be a fielder there for that turn and bounce that he's getting off the pitch. What a spell this has been. Pranay Jain, as soon as he came into the attack, was welcomed with a huge 6. But since then, he's made a phenomenal comeback. 4 wickets for him, and there's an appeal. But looked like a huge inside edge. Ball going towards the fence. And a little unlucky on that occasion, Pranay Jain. Could have had his 5th wicket. But eventually goes for a boundary. Rahul Shah gets off the mark. Not in the most convincing manner. But a boundary nevertheless for Rahul. 87 for 5 the score. 124 required. Mere 49 deliveries. Last ball for Pranay Jain. Can he get his 5th? It's in the air. But it's in the gap. Very, very well played. Ends with figures of 4 for 32. Pranay Jain bowled magnificently well. After 12 hits, 91 for 5. Motwani into his last over. Look at that delivery. He's tossed it up so high. It's very difficult for any batter to not get lured into playing a false stroke. And that's what he's done very well today. The control with which he's flighted the ball. Sometimes he's gone a bit too overboard, but still, he's pitched it in the right areas with that flight. It's extremely difficult for any batter to get away with it. He's into his final over. And look at that, there was an opportunity, but it's missed by the keeper. The ball is running away. It is cut off in the end by the fielder at short third man, who had to run all the way across to his left. Another single taken. Another crisis averted. Rahul Shah breathes a sigh of relief because he was trying to go big onto the onside. He had his eyes set. Prashant Solanki came at number 4, still at the crease. He's taken his time. This time tries to reverse sweep it, completely misses it. And he too is quite perplexed with the fact that the ball is coming so slow off his hands. And there's no shot that Prashant Solanki can play. And that's why I think he's trying all these different strokes. This is good bowling by Kamal Motwani. This one's a little quicker through the air. Played over cover. Beautifully placed. That should be a boundary. The fielder had no chance. Was over his head. And if you have a look at that, he waited for that delivery. He didn't really charge onto the front foot. Rocked back and just over the fielder's head at covers. 4 more. "97 for 5 the score. Kamal Motwani. 2 deliveries remain in his spell. He's bowled really well. 1 for 26 for him. 3.5 overs, and slowly and steadily you can see that the dew is coming into play with each passing delivery. You're at the Air India Sports Club. This time very well bowled, an outside edge. We'll have to wait for the umpire signal. Was there any bat on it? Yes, there was. And there's no slip in place. Last ball for Kamal Motwani. 1 for 27 for him. Can it become any better than that? No, it can't. They'll take a quick single though. There's a direct hit. We'll have to wait for the umpire signal. Not out, says the umpire, but extra runs. Once it hit the stump, it changed course. Another single taken. So 2 in the end. And with that couple of runs, 100 is up for the Edubridge enforcers in the 13th over. At the end of 13th over. And the umpire signalling batting power play for the 14th and the 15th. You're at the Air India Sports Club. Avnish Prasad to bowl the first over of the batting power play. And straight away, runs off the bat, cuts the ball towards short third man. Another single, he moves on to 23, but the strike rate with which he's batted, it's not been enough for his side. When they came into this tournament, they played really well in the first few games, then lost track, and in the end, when they qualified for the quarterfinals, they had the opportunity to go all the way. But now in 6.5 overs, that's 41 balls, they need 110. With only 5 wickets in hand, it looks like seemingly impossible this time. Again, outside off stump, that one kept low as well. Another dot ball. Just to remind you, it's the batting power play going on. The 14th and the 15th over taken by the batting side. There's a long off and looks like a long on in place. 2 fielders down the ground on the boundary. There is a short fine leg, square leg, mid wicket. 3 fielders inside the circle on the leg side, along with the long on. Long off, covers, extra cover, point and backward point on the offside. This time outside off stump, cuts it beautifully, but very well fielded in the end. The fielder at point, in fact backward point, had to dive to his right to save the boundary. Keeps it down to 1. And that's something that is exceptionally well done by the fielders here. The ground fielding has been amazing. I think the catches that have been dropped have kind of been costly, especially by the Edubridge enforcers in the first innings that led to that 210 of hammering. This time again outside off stump, trying to cut the ball, missed by the keeper, but not far away from his reach for the batters to run through for a single. And it's been a brilliant start to this batting power play, I must say. 4 balls have been bowled, just a couple of runs scored. Avnish Prasad, the tall right arm bowler, he's hitting the deck hard. He's not really trying to pitch it fuller, trying to bowl as short or as back off length as he can. This time it was over pitched, it was in the air, and it's in the gap as well. Anything in the arc, giving it a full Monty there. The fielder in the cover region with an excellent effort, I must say, diving to his right, almost pulled off a blinder, but the ball was always going away. It's a third boundary for Prashant Solanki. And Avnish Prasad, the first ball that he's pitched, he's over pitched in fact, has perished for 4. Last ball. Oh, that's very well bowled. Straight to the fielder at mid-wicket. Chance of a run out, but couldn't get a clean pick up there. The end of 14 overs. It's 107 for 5 for the enforcers. Here comes the final over of the batting power play. Change in bowling again. It's Jay Shah who will be bowling from the pavilion end. There's a long off. There is a deep point as well. Quite interesting, this field. Covers, extra cover, or in readiness. This time outside off stump, Jay Shah. Umpire signals it as a wide. 6 overs, 103 required from here on. Something that you only see when you see those miraculous innings from one of the batters. Anything is possible in cricket. It's a game of high uncertainties as we have seen it over the course of decades. This time again outside off stump, but this time the umpire unmoved. That one kept a little low because the immediate reaction of the batter was signalling that the ball didn't bounce enough. Really unlikely to play a cut shot on that. 6-3 on the offside is the field. Short third man, backward point on the boundary. This time again outside off stump. That is a wide. Wide dot wide in this over. It's the last over of the batting power play. If the enforcers want to register any sort of comeback, now's the time. They need an over exceeding 20 runs, 15 runs. Those big hits, 2 sixes, 3 sixes in an over can kind of, give them slight hope. This is brilliant bowling. Another Yorker executed to perfection there by Jai Shah. Played towards extra cover, another single taken. Rahul Shah comes on strike. Plays the ball again towards the fielder at extra cover. Another single taken. Think they're just dealing in singles here. They need those boundaries, and the boundaries have been really hard to come by. Wickets have fallen at regular intervals, and it was just one man who completely bowled over the batting lineup. Pranay Jain. 4 overs, 4 for 32 for him. Really one of the best bowlers in today's game. This time using his feet, but not to good effect. Jai Shah bowling wide as he saw the batter step down. And another dot ball. 1-1-1 for 5 the score. 32 balls remain. 100 runs required. This time an outside edge, and that is going to be a streaky boundary. And a boundary nevertheless. It was outside off stump. Cuts the ball hard. Gets 4 more. Moves on to 33. Prashant Solanki. It's his 4th boundary in this innings. He's taken his time. Batted at his own pace, to be honest, but he's not got any sort of support from the other end. Here goes the last ball of the batting power play. This time outside off stump, played over the top. And back-to-back boundaries to end the over. Ends it with a 4. 119 for 5 after 15 overs for the Edubridge enforcers. The end of 15 overs, 119 for 5. 92 of 30 required here with 5 wickets in hand. Change in bowling. Mihir Mehta from the pavilion end looks like the change in bowling. Medium pace bowler. We'll have to wait and see what he's got in store for us. The 4 fielders inside the circle. A short mid wicket, covers, backward point, and a short third man. There is a long off sweeper on the offside. Deep square leg. Long on. All on the boundary. Here goes Mihir. First ball. Heaved into the leg side. There is a fielder in the deep. Should just be the one. Rahul Shah playing across the line on that occasion. Gives the strike back to Prashant Solanki. He's looked the more settled out of the two at the middle. He's batting on 37. He's at 5 boundaries. And he'll be on strike. This time outside off stump, lets it go. Shoals his arms to that one umpire, Nikhil Wani. This time again outside off stump, again wide signalled by the umpire. He's waiting for an opportunity to bowl Mihir for a very, very long time. Now that he has it, needs to make most of it. Couple of wides means couple of extra deliveries, and this time very well bowled. Saw him dance down and he pulled his length back. That is something that he needs to do more often than not. Rolled his fingers on it as well. And at this stage, I think Prashant Solanki needs to go for every ball. So I'm trying to cut the ball and he gets the gap as well. Very well fielded in the end. Prashant wants a second. He is coming back for a second. That's brilliant running. The boundaries have been hard to come by, but the singles, they've somehow kept this chase alive. It is certainly an optimistic cry from here in the commentary box, but it's a game of high uncertainties, as we know. This time a tossed up delivery. Outside off stump, again another wide. It's been kind of an expensive over. 6 of the first 3 with 3 balls to go. Mihir Mehta trying to bowl a leg cutter on the previous delivery. Slightly outside off stump and pitched and held its line eventually. This time he tries to go inside out. There's a chance for a fielder, but in between both the players, point and backward point, they were looking at each other. Another chance goes begging. Couple of runs taken there. And Prashant Solanki has been extremely fortunate with that one. Tried to play it over the fielder at cover, who was inside the circle. Took a thick outside edge. The fielder at short third man and backward point, they were just gazing at each other. No one really went for the ball. Again the ball slashed towards backward point. Should be just the one. And that's much better from Mihir. Trying to keep it into the stumps. He's not giving any width whatsoever. Nine have come off this over with 1 ball remaining. Trying to go across the line. There's a brilliant glove work done there. But looks like Rahul had made his ground. So end of 16. 128 for 5. The Edubridge Enforcers need 83 of 24 now. Here at the Air India Sports Club. Six. 16 gone. 128 for 5. Avnish Prasad into his final over from the far end. First ball trying to go down the ground. Completely misses it. Missed by the batter. Missed by the stumps as well. Missed by a whisker. One came in sharply to the right-hander. Prashant Solanki is batting on 42. He's batted really well, but it's the lone ranger for his side. Steps down the ground, misses it completely. Another dot ball. That's been the story of the day for the Edubridge enforcers. A lot of dropped catches in the first innings, and now when they needed those boundaries, runs have been hard to come by for them. It's been a drought of runs. Drives it towards extra cover. He will be looking for a couple of runs. That's gone straight to the fielder, just the one. Gives the strike back to Rahul Shah. Score 129 for 5. Well, now it's just a matter of time before we see the Cathedral Knights enter the semi-finals. This was the last quarter-finals of the Golds category of the Bayside Sports School Lads Cricket Championship. 3 teams have already progressed to the semis. This time again a beautiful delivery. Skids through. Beats the bat. Another dot ball. And like I said, this is the last of the 4 quarterfinals that were played here at the Air India Sports Club. And now it looks like Cathedral Knights will be the 4th team to progress into the semis. It's the first game of the 2 to be played here today at the Air India Sports Club. The second one is the semi-finals of the silver category. SPKM Dynamic Strikers versus the Petite Panthers today. Plays it onto the offside there. Rahul Shah picks up a single. And no damage done with these singles. Happily the captain allowing those singles. In fact, the players inside the circle are all on the 30-yard circle because they know they don't need to put any sort of pressure. Just need to stop those boundaries and completely kill the hopes. This time he goes in the air. He goes high in the air. There's a fielder under it. Can he take the catch? Yes, he can. That's a beautiful catch taken. Making amends for the dropped catch earlier in this innings. And it is none other than the half-centurion in the first inning, Shrenik Seth. The brilliant catch in the end. Never easy. White ball in the night sky. It was high in the air, miles in the air. He made no mistake whatsoever. End of 17. 130 for 6 now. The Edubridge enforcers. 17 gone. 130 for 6. Mihir Mehta to continue. Oh, there's an opportunity for stumping, but missed. Little too slow to dislodge the base there. The wicket keeper. New man in Vineet Zaveri. He's at the non-striker's end. On strike is Rahul Shah. Mihir Mehta is bowling his second over. Starts off with a dot ball. This time again outside off stump. That's very well bowled, but should be a wide. Given by the umpire, Ronnie Mistry. This time he goes across the line. It's in the air, but certainly has found the gap. Should be just the one. Cut off in the deep by the fielder. On strike comes the new man, Vineet Zaveri. He's taking guard for the first time in this game. Oh, he goes across the line, an inside edge, but they will run through for a single. Gets off the mark straight away. It's been a clinical performance here by the Cathedral Knights. Completely dominated. They've not given any opportunity whatsoever to Edubridge enforcers. Here goes into the onside again towards deep mid wicket. Another single taken there. This has been a much better over from Mihir Mehta. 4 runs of it off the 4 balls that he's bowled. I think the captain is just trying to use as many options as he can. Because moving into this tournament, into the semi-finals, they will need those 6th bowling options, 7th bowling options if need be. This time plays into the onside towards long on. Another single. Rahul Shah is on strike. Final ball of the 18th. Goes across. It's high in the air. There's a fielder under it. Could be a catch. And that's been dropped by the fielder at deep mid wicket. Another missed opportunity. Rahul survives. 18 gone. 136 for 6. Cuts the ball towards backward point. Quick single taken there. Rahul Shah gets off strike. He needs a Zaveri on strike now. Jay in his final over. The innings. The penultimate over. Oh, trying to slash the ball outside off stump. Swing and a miss for Vineet. Drives the ball into the gap. Should be at least a couple of runs. He'll run the first one hard and will be cut off in the deep by the fielder at long off. Another couple of runs. This time a slow delivery, but down the leg side. Very well kept. Good glove work in the end. Wicketkeeper had to move and cover a fair bit of ground in the end. Clean collection. This time outside off stump, trying to cut the ball. Another wide, back-to-back wides. Oh, and that is a brilliant delivery. First wicket of the innings for Jay. 7 down for the enforcers, trying to go across the line there. And Vineet Zaveri is to walk back to the pavilion. A short stay for him. Bowling stump to stump. And gets his first wicket. Couple of balls remain here for Jay. 3 wickets. The enforcers, they've been completely outplayed today. Nothing going in their way apart from the toss right at the beginning. This time again down the leg side. Very well kept by the wicketkeeper, or it's missed. It's missed by the keeper. The ball is going towards the fence but will be cut off in the end. Cover a few yards to his right. The fielder at deep third man. Was leg by signal by the umpire. The previous one. This time another play and a miss. End of 19. 143 for 7. 68 now of 6. It's just a matter of time before the Cathedral Knights go through into the finals. Into the semi-finals. Beg your pardon. The last over of the innings. Anandbir Singh. Change in bowling for the final over. This time trying to play the ball into the offside. It's just gonna be the one. It's been a brilliant game of cricket. One certainly where the better side eventually has won the game because they were put into bat first, scored a big score, courtesy of some missed opportunities here and there by the Edubridge enforcers. They dropped a few catches and they were completely punished for those mistakes this time. Into the leg side. It's been played towards square leg. Another quick single taken there. Anandbir Singh. He's coming around the wicket to the left-hander, over the wicket to the right-hander. Going into the onside, that is going to be a boundary, it looks like. Yes, it is. There was no one in the fine leg region. He played across the line. Had he missed, it could have been a close call, but a single wasn't on offer. A boundary was. There is fielder at deep square leg, mid wicket, long on. Still the bowler is trying to make those changes. Oh, he's got a slip in place. Rahul Shah. He's on strike. Oh, and that is right on cue. He put the slip fielder just for that sort of a delivery. And look at that. Exactly where the fielder was placed. I have not seen a louder cheer throughout the game for all the 4s hit, all the 6s hit. But this wicket. What a catch that was from the fielder at slip. You need good reflexes. And certainly, you have to catch those. Anandbir Singh has got a wicket and some bragging rights at the end of the innings. Two balls remaining. Anandbir. 8 wickets down. Drives it through the covers, and that should be a boundary. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Yes, it is. 150 up. More of a consolation for the Edubridge enforcers. And in the end, the bowler is going all the way to get the ball. Last ball of the innings. It's been a landsliding victory here for the Cathedral Knights. Anandbir Singh. It's been played towards mid-wicket, and that's the end of the 4th and final quarter-final of this year's Bayside Sports School Lads Cricket Championship. The Cathedral Knights have gone through into the semi-finals of the Golds category. And that's it from the Air India Sports Club. The first game goes to the Knights. We'll be back shortly for the second semi-final of the silver category between the SVKM Dynamic Strikers and the Petite Panthers.